3-3?
Yeah, so we drew 3. It was devastating.
When was that?
And I was getting like for the school assessment. And I was getting and like my post was fine. Like obviously.
Well, this was...
That's full time now at 23s. University 2, Wanderers 1. First grade up next. Welcome to Sydney Football Ground. This round 10 clash between Sydney University and Western Sydney Wanderers. The starting lineups for today, the away team first. The Wanderers lineup: number 1, Amy Hall; number 2, Annabelle Akeek; number 3, Savannah Murray; number 6, Maya Khalil; number 8, Leah Natali; number 11, Melissa McKenzie; number 12, Madison Davila; number 13, Alvina Koshaba; number 18, Ava DeCosta; number 24, Makita Fazari; number 29, Ruby Metro. Substitutions for today: number 10, Isabella Sutton; number 15, Jade O'Brien; number 21, Amy Barker; number 23, Miriam Zumaya; number 31, Anika Driscoll; and number 45, Sophie Elwood. Wanderers are coached by Robert Bradshaw and Jamie Gibb and managed by Lou Jose. The Sydney University Day starting line was number 4, Talia Sandbrook; number 5, captain Amelia Kirby; number 6, Julia Harris; number 8, Madison Van Dyke; number 9, Poppy Tay; number 18, Kiara Benola; number 20, Ellen Hughes; number 24, Zandy Jurek; number 28, Isabella Rand; number 31, Scarlett Gray; and rounding up University's number 39, Asha Sutton. On the University bench, we have number 3, Alice Thompson; number 12, Sarah Farrow; number 15, Maddie Caspers; number 19, Nora Rajazi; number 21, Chelsea Holrick; number 30, Grace Cho Giganta; and number 3, Claudia Pickett. Uni coached by Xavier Taylor and Riley Leckie, and managed by Lisa Kirby and Patricia Tavares. We look forward to the match and good luck to the girls.
Good evening, NPL Women's New South Wales fans. We're coming to you from Gadigal Land and Sydney University Football Ground for a battle between two teams that have had great starts to this 2026 season. Sydney University in their famous blue and gold jerseys up against the Western Sydney Wanderers in their change white strips. The Wanderers, one of 2 undefeated teams left in the competition, coming off a fantastic 5-0 win last time out. While for Sydney Uni, they entered the weekend in 5th place, now trying to bounce back and defeat the Bull FC Academy on this very same patch of grass last weekend. It's Eric Sabihano here. Hope you're enjoying the end of Female Football Week. Really supporting women's football in the best way possible by watching this particular stream. Wishing happy Idaho to everyone as well. We go through the 2 sets of lineups of the Sydney. The team uses, well, there's no news for Sydney despite losing 6-0 to Bull 7 days ago. As I said, they have had a great season, this young uni side. And that shows the faith that Coach Xavier Taylor has in his players. Team used the Sydney Uni 2 changes from last week's win over Spirit. Amy Barker and Miriam Zamaya dropped to the bench into the starting lineup from Madison Davila and Ava Costa. Right on you. There's the whistle. Away we go. Big shout out to the 13, the match officials. Dante Diaz is in the center with the whistle. The assistant nearest to us is Stephanie Hilton. The assistant on the far side is Jerry Bittas. There's Keep. Working it back to Amy Hall. It's left. That'll be Madison Gabila, who's dropped into the Wanderers back 3 for this fixture. Kashaba wearing the armband for the Wanderers today. And that's good speed on the grandstand side for the defending there from Talia Sandbrook. Betro now. It's tumble on the far side. Decision goes Sydney Uni's way. So here is the Sydney Uni lineup. We're expecting 4-3-3 for them. In goal, number 31, Scarlett Gray. 4 at the back, so from left to right. Number 24, Zanta Juric. Number 6, Julia Harris. Number 4, Talia Sandbrook. And number 5, the captain, Amelia Kirby. In midfield, number 8, Madison Van Dyke. Number 18, Kiara Bonora. And number 28, Isabella Raj. Sydney Uni's joint top scorer for the season so far with 6 goals. And she's also on 6 goals as the player leading the line for Sydney Uni, number 9, Poppy Tay. We'll hold that thought because there's a Wanderers chance early on. A bit of a stumble and the shot is held by Gray, but to complete that Sydney Uni starting lineup, Poppy Tay up front is flanked by number 39, Asher Sutton, and number 20, Ellen Hughes. Hold the thought in the Wanderers lineup because I reckon there's a little bit of a little mismatch between what is on the app and what's out there. But the appropriate break and play, I will run through the Wanderers starting lineup for you. I'm pretty confident that, despite what Dribble says, Nikita Fatsari is wearing number 26 for the Wanderers today, not number 24. That's okay. He's pretty easily identifiable and player as good as Nikita Fatsari is. Direct, and then Gabila gets in the way. Gabila gets in the way again. Now Kashaba will take over for the Wanderers. So it's great to have your company here on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel as Fatsari wants to go on a run and cut inside, and there it might open up for it. So Fatsari, and a little bit of bend away from the goal, and perhaps she wanted it to curl towards that far post. Wanderers starting lineup. And in goal for them is number 1, Amy Hall. The 3 at the back, number 2, Annabella Keith. Actually, I might be switching to a back 4, but we'll hold that anyway. I'm going to assume that it's 3-4-3 or thereabouts for most of this game, but in defence, we do know it's number 3, Savannah Murray, number 12, Madison Gabila, and number 2, Annabella Keith. Out wide on the left, the captain, number 13, Alvina Marie Kashaba. Out wide on the right, number 11, Alyssa McKenzie. Central midfield, number 6, Samaya Khalil, and number 29, Ruby Petro. In attack, number 18, Ava DaCosta, number 8, Mia Natali, and number 26, Nikita Fatsari. Away and to say we've had plenty of goals so far in NPL Women's New South Wales round 11 would be quite the understatement. Yesterday at the Arctic Circle, if you can believe that, the score was Spirit 3, UNSW 8. And the goals have been flying in the early kickoffs as well. Today, touch from Kashaba. Little overlap from Fatsari. Fatsari taking on Benora and held so early. Free kick for the visitors coming up. But yes, those earlier scores. Northbridge Oval, which was presumably quite cold.
Hi, Jen. Good, how are you? How's the recovery going?
That was a good win, mate.
No, sorry. There's the Wanderers free kick. Apologies, we may have had technical difficulties earlier, but anyway, it's going to be Savannah Murray or Kashaba. It's Murray to go direct, and that goes wide. So, I might just start that wrap up of the scores again, because you may not have heard me. Yes, yesterday at the Arctic Circle, Spirit 3, UNSW 8, which good friend Lockie says that sounds more like a Scottish rugby score than a football score, but anyway, and in one of the earlier kickoffs today at Northbridge Oval, where presumably it was quite cold, it was a 2-2 draw between Bulls and Manly, and I just got to check the stream because there was a very late goal. And the 3 p.m. kickoff, the match of the round at Linwood Park, as that's cleared by Gabila. I'm going to hold my breath on that one until I get confirmation. Anyway, Sydney Uni attacking down the left. And yes, so confirmation in the match of the round, the 3 p.m. game at Linwood Park, as the Wanderers take over and might start an attack of their own or go back. The through ball is straight. Scarlett Gray looks like she's the favourite and good command of the penalty area. Dives on that and collects it right at the edge of the box. But yes, at Linwood Park, a 95th minute winner from Megan Mifsud has given MacArthur Rams a massive result, a 3-2 win over Northern Tigers. So plenty of action for Will Constantinides to call down there at St Helens Park. Here's Hughes. One for Keep to chase. The target was Sutton. It goes back and Hall will clear it away. As plenty of action. The remaining fixtures, there's 3 other ones aside from this fixture between Sydney Uni and the Wanderers. That'll be played to complete NPL Women's New South Wales round 11. So there was a 4:50 p.m. kickoff, not too far away from here, between RPL Leichhardt and Illawarra Stingrays at Lambert Park, where you can get some great coffee, by the way, just like this ground. And at 5:30 p.m, it's Hills United versus Gladesville Ravens at Valentine Sports Park. At 5:40 p.m, Sydney Olympic. Sydney Olympic are having their game at the Crest, and Sydney Olympic hosting the Rangers in the 5:40 p.m. kickoff. That's a nice ball. Mackenzie wants to cut inside. DeCosta a little bit behind her, and the chance for Kirby, but touch took her into a little bit of trouble. She has worked it forward. Good run from Tay. And Tay runs into multiple Wanderers. And then the tackle by Rad results in a Wanderers throw. Tay. And Hughes stopped by Betro. So Betro will see the forward run, and that run is from Mia Natali. Wraparound run from Mackenzie, and then that's a nice ball from Natali. So Mackenzie will cross. It flicks up and towards the other side where Fatsari will gather. Kashaba's in support. Delivers to the far post, and there's the chance attacking. That was Mackenzie. And Mackenzie, they end up at an awkward height. Still a great ball. Mackenzie unable to get the shot on target. And that does remind me, because these two teams played in the greatest cup competition in the world, the Sapphire Cup, not too long ago. Incredible action there. It was the Wanderers winning by 4-3 here in that round 3 cup game. Alyssa Mackenzie scored a hat-trick that night, and almost getting on the score sheet again, the Wanderers number 11. Deflects off Tay as Murray tried to play it forward. Here is Mackenzie. Short option there is Khalil. Touch from DeCosta. Some white jerseys with her. It gets away from Fatsari, and Kashaba already... Well, Kashaba's quick enough to keep it away from Kirby. Oh, sorry, Juric. My apologies. And that's played forward. It's going to be easy for Gabila. Sydney Uni, despite a loss last time out to the Bulls, it's been good form for them previously. Prior to that defeat to the Bulls, they'd won 5 league games in a row. And that's what's seen them in 5th position entering this round. Let's go from DeCosta there, and now Gabriella heeding the shouts from Hall, and back it goes. So the Wanderers will start again. As I think of Sapphire Cup, we did see all the fixtures, all 4 Sapphire Cup quarterfinals. They've been published and are on Dribble. For the Wanderers, the most relevant one, presumably to most of the people listening and watching into this stream, as there's a Wanderers free kick. The Wanderers have their Sapphire Cup quarterfinal on Wednesday, the 27th of May, at their home ground in Rudy Hill, and they will host Manly United. The Wanderers trying to, as the kids from out west dreaming of the club's first ever Sapphire Cup final appearance after they reached the semi-finals in 2025. That's a foul by Sandbrook, and is there further sanction? A warning shown to Talia Sandbrook. Long range free kick. Once again, it's the same 2 that stood over the last dead ball for the Wanderers. Murray the right footer, or Kashaba, the left footer. And Scarlet Grey, not messing about, has requested 5 players in the wall. It's Kashaba, it's up and over. Catch by Grey, who found herself well positioned to save that one. Talk about Sydney Uni's good form this season. Grey gets rid. One for Sutton to chase, but Keith might get the front position there. Got back pass it is. Speaking of good form, Wanderers Academy yet to be defeated. It is 7 wins and 3 draws in their opening 10 games of the league season, and in addition to a pair of cup victories that are seeing them get through to the Sapphire Cup quarterfinals. And for the Wanderers, entering this round in 2nd place, although they have temporarily dropped to 3rd place because Bulls earned a point earlier this afternoon. Grey able to get rid of the ball in time. It is a fantastic season so far for the Wanderers. And that'll please head coach Jamie Dibb, that's for sure. Being captain obvious here. Rad, blocked by Betro. Now Khalil, and ends up being good positioning by Kirby. So Sydney Uni's captain. Previously, when I've seen Sydney Uni, she's at right back. She's done a bit of a swap with Zanta Juric for this game, so it's Amelia Kirby at left back and Zanta Juric at right back. DaCosta wins the free kick. By the way, I like being complete. So those other Sapphire Cup quarterfinals. So Wednesday, 20th of May, 7:30 p.m. from Chirilla Reserve. SD Raiders hosting Hills United, a rematch of last year's League One Women's Grand Final, which Hills United won, of course. Then Thursday, 21st of May, from Lambert Park, RPL Leichhardt hosting UNSW. That will be a good game. And those two teams played an excellent 1-1 draw, really thrilling 1-1 draw. I was lucky enough to call that one a few weeks ago. Kashaba with a low free kick, which Grey fields easily. Tuesday, 26th of May at North Paramara. It's Northern Tigers up against Illawarra Stingrays. And then, as I said earlier, Wednesday, by the way, 8 p.m. kickoff on Thursday for Arpia versus UNSW. 7 p.m. kickoff on Tuesday the 26th for Tigers versus Stingrays. And Wednesday, 27th of May, 7:30 p.m. kickoff in Rudy Hill. Wanderers versus Manly. And that will just trickle over the near touchline. Deflects to Fatsari. Betro. Try the far side, and Mackenzie has let it run across her body. Keeps it in play with Kirby giving chase, and that is first corner of the game. As signaled by the assistant on the far side, Jerry Bittas. Mackenzie mentioned her hat-trick in the cup game against Sydney Uni last month, so if you take goals across both competitions, Mackenzie leading the Wanderers this season with 7 goals. That cup hat-trick plus 4 in the league. And Niatali of the Wanderers has also scored 4 goals. Next up for the Wanderers, or next highest in the goal tally, Natali of the Wanderers, 3 in the league and 1 in the cup. As it's going to be Kashaba across to take the set piece. Savannah Murray up from the back. And one of those players waiting at the far post. Here we go. So more towards the near post, and a good header away, possibly by Bonora. So Sutton, little fake, and Sutton is the hold down R2 and try and get away from the defence. Cross halfway she goes, and the support is coming for Asher Sutton. So she'll run it, gets all the way to the edge of the box, and then still going Sutton before in the end the defence was there. It will be a goal kick played off Sutton, despite her protests. I think, to be fair, for getting it beaten initially, that's very good defensive work from Maya Khalil to run more than half of the length of the field, you'd have to say, chasing Asher Sutton and eventually making the tackle. Uni going to try the near side. That's intercepted by Kashaba. Goes direct, and it's going to be Natali chasing with the keeper backing off. Mia Natali takes a swing, and the ball swerves wide of the target. Kashaba really pulling the strings early on, and really showing why, in addition to 3 goals she scored this season, recently awarded an A-League contract. I think it's a multiple-year deal as well. So here we are in the 2nd year of the Western Sydney Wanderers Women's Academy, and already we're seeing the progress in terms of developing the next generation of A-League players. 2 other players fitting that description, Amy Barker and Miriam Zumaya, on the bench for the Wanderers this evening. Petro. Now, hurry forward, and it's keep. And then it's going to be dealt with, I think, by Harris before Gray clears. Now, a backwards pass. Tay interested, but it ends up going all the way back to Amy Hall. Now, Natali, once again, the target had evaded the defense. Also evaded Natali, and Gray picks it up. Diagonal ball, but Jurich can't quite reel in. That's Ari doing the defending. And action happening right in front of legendary Football New South Wales women's photographer Dan Ullman. Quite often you can see Dan snapping away for a Sydney Uni women's home game at the Sydney Uni ground as Fatsari has won the free kick. By the way, bench players, while we have time for the host Sydney Uni, Chelsea Cromack is the backup keeper. We've also got Sarah Farrow, Claudia Pickett, Grace Cho-Treganza, Maddie Caspers, Noor Hijazi, and Alice Thompson. So Xavier Taylor could choose to bring any of those on later in the game. While for the Wanderers, as that's a good turn from Raj, and then the ball towards Sutton. Sutton keeps that in play. Advancing it, I think that's Hughes, and Hughes, as the cross block, Tay's interested. Tay gets a touch as well. Takes it out of the box now, trying to play the killer ball, and she did find Juric, possibly the hop on the grass just before it got to Juric. Always awkward to deal with. The ball runs away. That's a great ball from Poppy Tay, it has to be said, though. On the Wanderers bench, Jamie Dibb can choose from Isabella Sultan, Jade O'Brien, Amy Barker, Miriam Zubaya, Annika Driscoll, and Sophie Ongle. Particularly with Zumaya and O'Driscoll, there's a fair bit of attacking talent for the Wanderers, potentially to bring on later in the game. Great tackle from Gabila inside her own box, and then they go direct. They like getting the ball quickly to Natali, and she has held it up. Now, more of her teammates joining the attack, including Kashaba all the way from left back. Kashaba will get to that, so Juric has to defend. Kashaba, nice turn. Then Fatsari. Fatsari, little trick there, and still going. What does she do? Lays it off. And then great tackle on the edge of her own box. Uni player feeling a bit sore, but it was a wonderful tackle as Gabila now has the ball under little pressure. Gabila advancing. Kashaba. Now Fatsari stopped by Juric temporarily, but now Kashaba with the right foot from range, and it's a save from Scarlett Gray. Dante Diaz, the ref, counts out the time. Gray plays it forward. Hughes can't make it stick, so Fatsari again. Now Natali, and it's blocked. Sambrook plays it forward. Now Sutton, I think that's Sutton. The support, that's a good supporting run from Isabella Rad. Now through in Poppy Tay, just didn't quite bend into Tay's path. That would be a goal kick. So, well, I do love to go around the ground. So, scores in games in progress, or the only other game that's in progress right as of this moment at Lambert Park, and it's a case of so far so good for the home side. Arpia Leichhardt leading Illawarra Stingrays by 2-0. While here, midway through the first half, you've just joined us. It's Eric Subihana with the commentary from the Sydney Uni football ground. 0-0 between Sydney Uni and Western Sydney Wanderers Academy. Tay working hard as always, in addition to the skill she's shown so far. 6 goals for the campaign, but Gabila patient in defence there. Back to Hall, and Hall forwards. Now Hughes for Sydney Uni. Urich goes into the middle. Good header from Savannah Murray though. And then the touch from Kirby. She tries to keep it alive, but Alyssa McKenzie's got a lot of speed, and it requires the covering in the end, possibly from Maddie Van Dyke, to prevent McKenzie getting any further into Sydney Uni territory. Oh, it's a nice fake from Khalil to buy the time. Oh, good defensive header from Kirby. So Benora has backwards passing options, showing a bit more ambition. And then nice switch. I think that is Kirby who's gotten well forward from left back. So she's 1-on-1 with Keep. Cross comes in and Murray reads it well. Urich with the header, but it goes straight to, I think, Natali. So it requires the clearance from Harris. Wanderers have it, going to their captain, Kashaba. Kabila. Once again, that's gone between a couple of attackers. Natali's going to chase him. They've rushed the clearance, so Kashaba takes over to halfway. Now, nice ball, and McKenzie doesn't reel it in. Good win from Tay, and Tay beats the first challenge, but there's quite a few plays to beat there, and Gabila is strong in defence. Runs out to Sutton. Does love running at defenders, 1 or 2. And immediately the ref pointing to the ball, the universal signal forgot the ball there. And Wanderers, they don't mind hanging around. They want to try and break quickly. Again, McKenzie is the target. It is covered though, I think by Kirby on the far side. Sutton looking for Rod, but Betro's covered that nicely. So possession with the Wanderers once again. The ball hasn't gone out for some time. This is great stuff. 26th minute here in Campertown. McKenzie's 1-on-1 with the defender. To the byline, and the cross, it misses 2 Uni defenders and goes out the back. It is retrieved by Hughes. Sambrook. Nice touch from Benora to get it facing forward. Then Tay back to goal. Gets on the half turn. Has Sutton with her. With a safer pass. And Kirby into opposition territory for Sydney Uni. Now, foul committed there by McKenzie. So we are in what I like to call, what some people might call the A-League Women registration window. We're in the mid-season registration window. for NPL Women's New South Wales. As I flip through the dribble app, there's some big news coming in as that is fielded by Hall. That free kick too straight for any Sydney Uni attacker, but on the Hills team sheet for the game that is about to kick off, if it hasn't already, is the Hillshire's own Mary Standish-Floody will be playing for Hills United for the remainder of the 2026 season. Big get for the Hills coach Alan Tassis. And Kenna, as that decent first touch from Khalil, gets it back off Kashaba. With Benora strong. And now Hughes comes in to two defenders. And now Kashaba. It's Fatsari who kept it in. So as everyone lets it bounce, Van Dijk wins it off the bounce. Only finds Betro. Betro wants to measure a pass and will do so to Fatsari. And ball shout's not heeded. We go on. Good tempo to this one as Gabila might have missed it. She has missed it. And now Tay could potentially run in on goal. It's a tight angle. Poppy Tay, good save from Amy Hall. Follow up. Asher Sutton side foots it and in. And Sydney Uni leads. There was a quick break led by Poppy Tay, who was direct and had her shot saved. Asher Sutton doing what all good forwards do, following up when your teammate shoots. Cool as you like into the bottom corner. Sydney Uni lead by 1-0.
University lead, 1-0.
Just able to catch it on
Number 22.
stream my computer in front of me.
Number 32.
Ice cold, Asher Sutton. Easy to miss those. Asher Sutton, her 5th of the season. Has put a Sydney Uni a goal to the good as they try to banish the memories of last weekend. Now, Uni have won it in opposition territory once again there, and there's a nice turn from Hughes and in space Poppy Tay, but that's why she was in space. The flag is up. Flag's up. Quick ball movement from the Wanderers. That's nice between Kashaba and now Fatsari. The switch is behind Mackenzie, but she will retrieve it. Betrick dispossessed by two Sydney Uni players there. Past the half-hour mark here at Sydney Uni Football Ground, and it's the home side leading the Wanderers by 1-0, courtesy of Asher Sutton. Just going through games earlier on that you can also watch on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Perfect way to end Female Football Week, of course. I did forget earlier, as that's played forward towards Natali. Now Mackenzie. Natali once again, but there's a little toe in there from Sydney Uni. And it's away. Tay is going to have to chase her own flick on. She'll give it a good go, but Murray deals with the situation. Anyway, one more stream I forgot to shout out earlier. The second tier match of the round in League One Women's. That was a 5 p.m. kickoff at Marconi Stadium Field 2 between Marconi Stallions and Camden Tigers. That goes forwards and Hall will take over. towards Tay. Good win in the air from Murray, but the second ball won by Rad. And Rad couldn't curl it around Betro. Van Dijk trying to keep it alive. And a force backwards, and then it's Natali, but invertent pass to Sydney Uni. So Tay once more brings in Benora, and Juric is the wide option. Benora wants to keep it central, and it's a shot which will swing wide of the target. Booted forward, and it goes over to Costa and Natali. And Natali has that stopped by Benora. And Benora just, I think, quite read Tay's run to try to zip away to wide at the last moment. And here's Hughes to Benora. Nice turn, but the pressure from the second defender before it's played more long, and Keep. Apologies, Keep knows to leave that for Hall. Zari, and gave Sandbrook something to think about. He's headed clear. Oh, that's a nice touch on Rod. Prod forward, which Keep will reel in. Now, Kazara's going to chase this one. Juric has to hurry, and half clearance. Kashaba takes over in a good crossing position. Aimed at the far post. That's going to be too far for everyone. And Gray thought about retrieving it. Just too far even for the Uni keeper. So McKenzie out on the far side. Ball coming from DaCosta. And change of passes. That's cleared.
Out there. Big Jared.
Ooh, a slip there, and DaCosta will take over. There's options. And then that may not have been the right one. Covering there from Sandbrook. Not sure Natalia was expecting that, but the Wanderers still have it. Down near Sydney Uni's end of the field. And direct running from McKenzie, but not able to get the better of those two defenders. Decision going the way of the hosts. Once again, Tay's the target. And we've gotten away from Murray. There's the cutback and could be the finish. It is the finish from Alan Hughes. And Poppy Tay involved in both goals. Alan Hughes timed her late run to perfection, meaning the cutback. Sydney Uni double their lead, halftime approaching. brilliant setup play from Poppy Tay. Measure the cutback.
Goal
Into the gap between
University,
Wanderers
number
defenders.
20, Alan Hughes, University 2.
Ellen
Wanderers
Hughes side
nil.
footing home. That's Ellen Hughes' second goal of the season. So, now, Wanderers' undefeated record in quite some danger. Sutton. It's a bit narrow in attack for Sydney Uni at the moment, but they had just been in defence, to be fair. They play the safe ball back to Scarlet Grey. Now, switch, but Kashaba and a prod. That's in the back heel, but the back heel was read well by Benora. Gabila. Khalil works it back. Here's Murray. Oh, wanted to get involved. Taking it out of a box. Costa has it stopped by Hughes. Sydney Uni. Confident trying to play football. It's not the best surface out there. They lead some seemingly never-ending challenge in Australian sport of multi-use surfaces. This facility shared with quite a few rugby teams. No surprise, given it's Sydney Uni. But the students haven't let it affect them so far, as Hall with an off-target pass. Sandbrook deciding to leave that. Harris bombs it into opposition territory. Now, Fazzari, good skill in a tight space, but the second defender is Urich. Good tackle, and down. Hughes, something for Tay to chase, but that'll get away from the Sydney Uni number 9. So looking ahead, upcoming fixtures for both these teams. I think we'll start with Sydney Uni. Can you believe that? We're almost at the halfway point of the season. And for Sydney Uni, they'll finish the first half of fixtures. It's next up for them Saturday, 23rd of May at the rare first grade kickoff time, midday. It's a battle. It's the student showdown, the battle of the students. Anyway, it's UNSW versus Sydney Uni at the Village Green. That's Saturday, 23rd of May, 12 p.m. Followed on Sunday, the 31st of May, a 5 p.m. kickoff with Sydney Uni away on the Northern Beaches up at Cromer Park. Murray leaves it for Hall there. Yeah, well, that's very physical to say the least, and Benora has committed the infringement there. Wanderers keen to get on with it. Long until half-time. Sydney Uni have been kind of clinical with the two big chances that have came their way, hence the scoreline. And now Fazzari's in attack with Kashaba on the overlap. Here we go. Low cross could be tricky, but it's dealt with well by Sandbrook. Sutton deciding just to get it into Wanderers territory. Nice header from Murray. Loops up. And now it's Khalil back to Gabila. Confident on the ball. So is Khalil, but pressure there from Hughes. Sydney Uni, can they get a third before half-time? Intercepted by Kabila. DaCosta gets on the half-turn, finds Keep as the wider option. Across halfway she goes, but that was Redwell. And Kirby could be away here. It's good speed from the Sydney Uni captain. Keep has to use her own speed in defence. And just decides to go for safety. Up. Another good header from Murray. That's cross from deep. Murray has to lunge to keep the ball away from Poppy Tay. Bedora runs into a challenge. It breaks for Juric. Van Dijk. Sutton wants to get on the turn. It's good defending. There to go work back. Here's Gabila. Katsari did a look over the shoulder to see where the pressure was, and Katsari decides to take on a defender. So the second defender arrives. And that's well read by Sandbrook. Khalil, and decent ball to DaCosta. DaCosta has one option to her right. McKenzie doing their best to get forward and provide an option. Good composure from DaCosta. Here's Natali. Betro now. Betro gets back from Keep into the final minute of regulation time for the opening period. Now Fatsari was fouled by Bedora despite home team protestations. And it's one of those ones, so listen to the crowd. Both sets of fans a little bit irritated. Uni believe Benora got the ball. And the Wanderers fans in this wonderful grandstand perhaps asking for a further sanction. But it will be a Wanderers free kick. Time ticks almost in the first half, the stoppage time. Now, long-range effort, and it is cleared. And trying to break. Murray loses out there, and then good skill. And wide player, that's Juric. Going direct and too direct, so Amy Hall takes over. Can't imagine there were too much stoppages, so we're about 40 seconds of time added on. And there's the dying embers of his first half. Another strong header from Sandbrook, and that will be that. So an excellent opening 45 minutes for the hosts. Sydney University leads Western Sydney Wanderers Academy by 2-0 as the team as the teams head to the dressing rooms. Asher Sutton opened the scoring in the 29th minute. Tidy finish off a loose ball, and it was Ellen Hughes making it 2-0 in the 37th minute. Good setup play there from Poppy Tay. We'll take a short break of about 10 minutes or so. This is Eric Subihana with the commentary. Hope you're enjoying the end of Female Football Week and NPL Women's New South Wales. Round 11, we will see you soon. the students. There's the whistle. Away we go. And so far, although, of course, the points aren't earned yet, it was an excellent response by Sydney Uni to last week's defeat at this very ground. The goals have been flying in around the grounds as Sydney Uni win a throw-in. It deep inside opposition territory. Tay trying to bring it under a spell. Still has it. Good customer Poppy Tay. Still going. Might get into a good crossing position, and then eventually it's dealt with, I think, by Gabriela. Sandbrook trying to keep it alive, and that's straight at the keeper, by the way. Progress scores, the last time I checked, by going around the YouTube streams. At the crest, Sydney Olympic 0. Rangers 1, that's in the first half. Also in the first half, Hills United defeating the Ravens by a goal to 0. In the second half at Lambert Park, it's Apia 4, Stingrays 0. And also, I think, about half-time score from Marconi. It is Marconi leading Camden Tigers by a goal to 0.
3.
As I do my usual thing of check the jersey numbers for any substitutions at half-time. It's Sydney Uni on the move as there's Gabriela's pretty confident that she's won the throw, and indeed Jerry Bittas, assistant on the far side, agrees. But yes, just a brief reminder, on Monday, keep an eye on our social media pages at NPL NSW_official on Instagram, and there's also the NPL New South Wales Facebook page for the NPL Women's New South Wales Team of the Week, comprised of 3-2-1 votes from 3-2-1 votes for each of the games in this round. As Khalil, the foot in there, Juric works it back and put a teammate under pressure. Now Fatsari might have taken over for the Wanderers. Nutmeg there as well. Fatsari still going, but Uni at least have done well as a team to get it going sideways, not forwards. And they'll keep it going sideways. Khalil going to the right. Here's Keep. And now wants it back from Mackenzie, so the ball in there blocked by Uni and booted away. DaCosta. DaCosta trying to win the 50-50. Plenty of effort, but Sydney Uni stand firm. Kept in there, but only sent as far as Annabella Keep. Now Mackenzie's interested in this, but so is Harris, and Mackenzie will keep it alive before Sandbrook clears. Rod, oh, got past one, and now looking for Tay, which is generally a good option when the way Sydney Uni played this season. That's there's the commentator's curse, always happens at least once per game. And now Ari plays it to Gabriela. Still trying to make 100% sure there were no subs at half-time. Well, sure that's the case for the Wanderers. Pretty sure that's the case for Sydney Uni as well. Now Hall going forward. Good defensive header though. Betro turning to face forward and finding Koshaba. Direct, Natali willing runner and cannot get around Sandbrook. There we go. First reminder, because the Wanderers haven't made any half-time subs. Their lineup, at least as I see it, roughly a 3-4-3 formation. The one thing I can tell you is Amy Hall is in goal for the Wanderers. 3 at the back at number 12, Madison Gabriela. Number 3, Savannah Murray, and number 2, Annabella Keep in midfield. Number 13, Alvina Marie Kashaba. Number 6, on the ball right now, Maya Khalil. Number 29, Ruby Betro. Number 11, Alyssa McKenzie. Up front, number 18, Ava DaCosta on the ball right now. As the shot comes in, and tumbling save from Scarlett Gray. But yes, that Wanderers front three, yes. Number 18, Ava DaCosta. Number 8, Mia Natali. And number 26, Nikita Fatsari. Gabriela works it back to Hall, but Wanderers need to find a way and play more telling goals in the final third. They've scored a lot of goals this season, and it's credit to Sydney in his defence that they have really protected Scarlet Grey, although they might have some work to do here. There's the ball to release Alyssa McKenzie and two teammates heading into the middle. McKenzie has the cross blocked by the first defender. Sutton is all the way back and decides to go for safety, plays it into the grandstand. There you go. Didn't end up in a shot, but a brief glimpse of what the Wanderers can offer. This is Uni trying to attack, then one tackle and one good ball out, and Alyssa McKenzie racing away down the grandstand side of Sydney Uni football ground. Backwards pass. It's an opportunity for Uni to step up, and indeed it also ends up with Van Dyke on the ball. Through to Poppy Tay, and Tay, the keeper's out. Will Hall get there in time? Does not grab onto it. Tay with the keeper out of position. Still out of position. Tay just couldn't keep it with her long enough to get a shot away. Now, once again, McKenzie is the target going the other way. Kirby. This is another interesting battle between Kirby and McKenzie now on the side nearer to us in the second half. Kirby sends it forward. Good strength from Khalil. Back to Keith. Yeah, it took me long enough. Yeah, 6 minutes. That's actually quicker than I usually figure these things out. No halftime subs made by Sydney Uni either, as Sambrook gets the jump there. That's good defending. Khalil. Now Natali. I think that's Fatsari. Tried to trick away past the defender. Might be Van Dyke over there on the far side. Backwards pass. Here's Kashaba. Kashaba crosses right-footed. Might go all the way in. It does not because of a great save from Scarlet Grey. Loose ball in the box. We go on with DaCosta. That's really the first. Scarlet Grey's made simple saves. That's the first really challenging save. And the young keeper's done well there to protect the clean sheet. Sydney Uni here in the 53rd minute, leading by 2-0. And those goals were from Asher Sutton and Ellen Hughes. Right, now Tay wants the ball and is snuck between defenders. That's a good run from Tay, but she is 1-on-3 and out wide. So she'll head for the middle, and Murray takes the sting out of that shot. Gabriela will sweep things up. Fatsari. Now DaCosta. DaCosta turns to the left, and now the option is Betro, and Betro might have shot but disguised the pass. A little bit of an overhit pass. Possibly Khalil keeping that in. Oh no, sorry, that's Natali. My apologies on the far side. This is Kashaba. Good whip on the ball. Here's Betro, and couldn't open the foot enough. Well, actually, that's why it went wide. Thought it was a mishit. My apologies, Ruby. Trajectory looked a bit bobbly because it had deflected off a corner. Deflected off a defender, sorry, for a corner kick. Briefly, earlier scores in this round. Yesterday, Spirit 3, UNSW 8. Yes, you heard correctly. 2-2 draw between Bulls and Manly earlier today. MacArthur Rams beat, and also earlier today, Rams beat Northern Tigers by 3-2. Short corner here. Now into the box it goes. DaCosta cannot get the flick. Uni stand firm. Fatsari. Breaks for Betro. Coolly lets it run across her body. Now, the driving run from Khalil. Van Dyke was intercepting the pass there. Can Uni settle it? It's Tay tried her best, but it's good win in defence from Gabriela. Natali, and that's inside the box, and the pointing there in grey obliges by picking up the ball. Now down the other end, Sydney Uni go low. It's dangerous, but no runners to meet that cross, and rather calmly played out by Keep. Up DeCosta. And McKenzie a little bit of a loose touch, but McKenzie wins the 50-50 and could go on here. Resumes the battle with Kirby. Officials happy to let that play go on, and no complaints from the Uni players, it must be said. Strong in defense against Tay. It might turn out a good pass. It does turn out into a good pass. And then can't make up with DeCosta. I probably should confirm that Sydney Uni 11 that's out there, because I think there were possibly some technical difficulties, which meant you might have not heard me go through this at the beginning of the game. There's Raj. Back to Kirby, and Kirby just sends it forward. Tay won't reach that, but anyway, that's Sydney Uni lineup, roughly 4-3-3 shape with Scarlett Grey in goal. Back from left to right, number 5, the captain Amelia Kirby. In central defence, number 6, Juliet Harris, and number 4, Talia Sandbrook. Right back, number 24, Xanthi Urich. In midfield, number 18, Kiara Bonora, and number 8, Madison Van Dyke, as well as number 28, Isabella Rad. Up front, 2 of the goal scorers. Number 39, Asher Sutton, and number 20, Ellen Hughes. At centre forward is number 9, Poppy Tay. That completes the lineup. And who knows, that 11 out there for Uni will probably change in the next couple of minutes or so, because I see someone taking their bib off inside the Sydney Uni technical area. Fazzari winds up and shoots straight at Gray. So the jacket is off, and I see a young talented player of quite some fame in Sydney FC and Australian youth national team circles. The number 15 for the blue and gold in the technical area is Maddie Caspers, who will possibly at the next stoppage get on the field, but Sydney doing a quite good job as it is at the moment. Tay, the second defender, gets the job done for now. Tay wins it back. Now option in the box is Sutton. That's Betcher, who read the play well. Now Wanderers play has stayed down. And in fact, now we'll have a stoppage. Just to check on that player's welfare. Apologies, I did not see who it was. On the way, another goal at Lambert Park. It is now Apia 5, Stingrays 0. Yep, Maddie Caspers enters the field, replacing one of the goal scorers, number 20, Ellen Hughes.
Coming from the field, number 20 and goal scorer Ellen Hughes, and replacing her, number 15, Maddie Caspers.
There we go. Sydney Uni, quite a family affair in a sense for the Caspers family. Maddie, the third Caspers sibling to have played for Sydney Uni at some point, following in the footsteps of Holly and Heidi. So it's only Eddie that hasn't done it. That is my understanding. And nice touch. It's actually Maddie's dad, Chris, who on the ground announcing duties this evening. Yeah, Wanderers on the move. It's 4 forward in this attack, but Uni back in decent numbers. And Kashaba doing her best. And the third defender, I think, is the one that stopped the Wanderers' captain. Here's Caspers. Nice dink ball to Sutton in the overlap already. Arriving from Kirby, who is supporting Sutton and does get the ball as a result. Kirby Swung in, keeper hesitates and attacking it at the back post. It was Casper's. And Sydney with, how can I put this, some consternation that they did not get a corner kick, but a good ball from Kirby, and Casper showing plenty of zip to almost get on the end of that cross. Wanderers double sub coming up. It'll be number 23 Miriam Zamaya and number 21 Amy Barker to come on. Who are the players to make way? Number 18, Ava DaCosta, is one of the players to be replaced, and at number 6, Maya Khalil is the other. So Amy Barker will presumably be the straight swap for Khalil in midfield, and Zamaya will go into the Wanderers attacking third, replacing DaCosta.
Number 6, Maya Khalil, and number 18, Ava DaCosta, and they're being replaced by number 23, Miriam Zamaya, and number 21.
Zamaya, first involvement is to move the ball into uni territory. Little fake, gets past the defender. Zamaya, decent crossing position, and there are options, and it might go directly. Gray got a little touch on it, which took it away from Mackenzie's far post run, so Zamaya, instant impact. Mackenzie, once again, up against Kirby, does get the cross in, but shout from Scarlett Gray. Defender leaves it to her, and the keeper falls on the ball. Tay has support from Rod, but more centrally and in space is Caspers. Shoots from range, blocked by Murray. Now, might break to uni, but the flag's up, so none of this will count. Looking ahead to upcoming fixtures for the Wanderers. So, in 7 days' time, the Sunday 24th of May, the Wanderers are back in Rudy Hill. They'll host RPL Leica. That will be a fascinating game. Then they have their Sapphire Cup quarterfinal on Wednesday, 27th of May, 7:30 p.m. kickoff, also at home in Rudy Hill against Manly. And then they finish the first half of the season on Sunday, the 31st of May, a 5:40 p.m. away game. They are away to Sydney Olympic at the Crest. In case you're wondering, you talking about Eric, you talking about Sapphire Cup quarterfinals is all well and good, but what if I can't get to the ground? Well, I'm not revealing anything, but keep an eye out on Football New South Wales socials. We may have something for you with all 4 Sapphire Cup quarterfinals. Anyway. I, of course, will be trying to attend all 4. I feel like the best way to see what's happening is just to be at the ground. That's my usual approach, as that's headed up and kept in by Kashaba. Mackenzie trying to move inside. And they'll keep moving the Wanderers with Natali. Couple of options. One of them's Fatsari inside the box. And Fatsari gets around the defender. Tight angle Fatsari, and it was across the box to no one at the far post to meet that clever play from Fatsari. And successful were the Wanderers with that back heel off the defender. Zumaya keeps possession. Miss Zumaya with those bright green boots. Barker. Too much zip on it for Natali to link up. 64th minute here, Sydney Uni 2, Western Sydney Wanderers 0. Eric Subihana with the commentary. Another reminder for upcoming Sapphire Cup quarterfinals, which may even be streamed, who can say, but Wednesday 20th of May from 7:30 p.m, SD Raiders versus Hills United at Chirilla Reserve in Middleton Grange. So I believe it's kind of near the intersection between the M7 and Cowpasture Road, I think. It's near the M7 in any case. Also, Thursday, 21st of May, 8 p.m, RPL Leichhardt versus UNSW at Lambert Park. And 4 forward in this uni attack. Tay's up there. So I think it's right. And does it go back to Tay? corner prevented there. But quickly, the other Sapphire Cup quarterfinal I haven't said yet. Tuesday, 26th of May, North Taramara Recreation Area, 7 p.m. Northern Tigers versus Illawarra Stingrays. And 7 p.m. should you wish to go to North Taramara Recreation Area, the 7 p.m. kickoff allows you enough time to get a pizza from the nearby pizza place after work, if you were going to do that. Good defending there, and Betro's involved to win it back for the Wanderers. It's a pass for Wanderers, and that could release them. It certainly finds Natali, and Betro's continue to run. So Betro, once again, Sandbrook doing a good job at the back. Now, Uni attack, and down the far side, they think that's Tay. Two options in the middle, it deflects off the Wanderers, and Hall did not prevent the corner. So, my corner tallies are very unofficial, but I believe that is Uni's first corner of the game. Swinging delivery coming up, Udashu. It's up. And ends up going out of the box as the Wanderers step up. Caspers. And a safe play there by Caspers. Juric. I think that's Sutton on the far side. It'll drag back. Caspers now. I'm trying my best with when the ball's on the far side, but my eyes are not getting any younger. Yeah, let's probably just leave it at that, as that's Rod for Betro clears. Tay didn't give up on that. Trying to find a player in the middle. It is cleared. And Sandbrook has committed the infringement. That allows a bit of a pressure relief for the Wanderers. By the way, they're about to make another sub. I see a number 45. That'll be Sophie Ongle, a goal scorer last week in first grade. And normally you often see a folder of laminated sheets or a tablet, but Wanderers going old school with showing instructions to players about to come on. It's just a big magnetic whiteboard. That's what it looks like. That's excellent. I'm a big fan of that Wanderers assistant coach. No messing about with a tablet or a folder, just a big board with the necessary instructions. Goes out, and there's the signal from Jamie Dibb. Sophie Ongle is going to become the third player coming off the bench for the Wanderers this evening, and she replaces Alyssa McKenzie. Now, A little bit of a reshuffling of the Wanderers forward line. Looks like Sophie Ongle left most of the front three. Miriam Zamaya at centre forward, and I think that means Mia Datali has moved over to the right of that Wanderers.
Substitution for Wanderers coming from the field, number 11, Melissa McKenzie, and she's been replaced by number 45, Sophie Ongle.
Yes, into the final 20 minutes of regulation time here. Job mostly done, but most importantly, not fully done for Sydney Uni. They lead by 2-0 over the Wanderers. First half strikes from. I'll hold that thought because Poppy Tay might be trying to make it a third, and Betro clears, but he had those goals, uni goals in the first half from Asha Sutton and Ellen Hughes. Here's Barker curling one towards the far side, and that's Ongle already into the action and one-on-one with Sandbrook. Ongle to the left side of the box, good speed. Here's Sophie Ongle, parried and does not break for Zamaya. Somehow she was right there waiting for the scraps. Kept alive by Fatzari, and goal kick. Went around the grounds as I was clicking through the other streams earlier. I clicked in at the perfect time. Saw a big celebration from a team in sky blue, so I'm going to assume that means it's in the League One Women's Match of the Round. It's Marconi 2, Camden Tigers 0. Keith clears it into Tay. Another goal at Lander Park. You think it would just be consolation. It's RPA 5. Stingrays 1, so at least the Stingrays are on the board. And this will be a well-deserved round of applause. No goal, but another great shift up front for Poppy Tay.
And the return, number 3, Alice Thompson.
And yes, just in case our mics didn't pick that up, Poppy Tay, wonderful 70 minutes plus a bit more at centre forward. She's replaced by number 3, Alice Thompson for Sydney Uni. And now it's the Sydney Uni's turn to reshuffle their attackers, because it's Maddie Caspers tussling for the ball right now. Kind of a left wing position with possibly Asha Sutton at centre forward and Alice Thompson on the right side of things. Venora. There are the shouts from Juric. And Juric low cross, which is dealt with. No more goals to report on from the Crest at half-time. It's Sydney Olympic 0, Rangers 1. Here's Van Dijk. Lifts one over. Could be promising. Juric, who might have stayed forward. Juric into the middle. Caspers is closest to it, but not really close. And it's an easy grab for Amy Hall. Keith knows the urgency. Wanderers' undefeated start to the season in some danger, but there is still enough time for a couple of Wanderers to be the heroes. Katsari into a crowd, but might open up. It's the shot which is blocked. Natali shoots, and it's not dipping or swerving in time. Scarlet Grey not too bothered. Scarlet Grey, and not quite in the closing stages of the game, but Scarlet Grey perhaps a little bit of game management, just waiting until she's pressed before she picks up the ball as Kabila plays it out into that white fence on the far side. Into the final quarter of an hour here. Sydney Uni looking good to return to winning ways. This would be their 7th win of the season. There's still a bit of work to do yet. Now, win high up the park, and the shot comes in, and safe hands from Amy Hall. Zamaya, and then she kind of rebounds off Natali. Van Dyke. There's Harris. Harris aims for Thompson. And Thompson does keep it in play. Swings it in left foot. Here's Caspers. Maddie Caspers, and might get a chance. It loops up, hits the bar, still up for grabs. And the shot, after all that, goes wide. Personally, we credit Alice Thompson with the great work. Telling ball into the middle. Caspers, I think, personally denied, to be fair, by a good save from Amy Hall in the first instance. The rebound was from a tight angle. Caspers nearly scored anyway, and then the third attempt is off target, but so close to a third, and then we'll still get a third here, but not for now at least, because Savannah Murray slams it forward. Van Dyke wins the free kick. So Harris is direct, and it's low. Foot in there from Betcher, I think. Kirby keeps it alive for Uni, and a long range shot that's curling wide. So before we still have time, I'll do a brief shout out for next weekend's women's football streams that you can watch the same way you're watching this one on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel, The Action. I love the kind of the wider variety and kickoff time slots we have for this competition these days, because next weekend's action starts on Friday night, 7:30 p.m. at Cromer Park. I will be calling the game between Manly and Spirit. There's 2 women's games on Saturday the sorry, did I say March? I meant Friday 22nd of May. My apologies, yes. 5 days' time for Manly versus Spirit with my commentary. Then Saturday 23rd of May, a showdown at high noon at the Village Green, UNSW versus Sydney Uni. Battle of the Students, Bowler, etc. Whatever nickname you want to give that one. And then on Saturday, 23rd at 6:30 p.m. from North Taramara, it's the Tigers versus Bulls FC Academy. 4 NPL women's games on Sunday, the 24th of May. At 3 p.m., it's Illawarra Stingrays versus Hills United. From Lakelands Oval in Dapto, I've got a road trip to be calling that one. Then on Sunday, the 24th, at 10 p.m. from the Arctic Circle, Ravens versus Sydney Olympic. That one's called by Emily Arnold. 5 p.m. on Sunday the 24th, Wanderers versus Arpia. And then also at 5 p.m. on Sunday 24th, it's Rangers versus MacArthur. Now, win high up for Wanderers, and time starting to become their enemy as Kashaba dinks it forward. Onga will chase, but that's Scarlet Grey coming over. Actually, bit more detail on the midday game on Saturday 23rd between UNSW and Sydney Uni. I think my roster indicates that's the match of the round. We'll have Annabelle Banfield, the excellent Annabelle Banfield on commentary, as well as Angela Deforbay taking photographs of Football New South Wales, and the roster says Tanisha Moraz will be on the social media, the Instagram, etc. for the at NPL NSW _ official Instagram page. Pretty much into the final 10 minutes here. Goals from Asher Sutton and Ellen Hughes have given Sydney Uni this commanding position. Sorry. To the other side. Good header from Amelia Kirby. Kirby actually better kept it in play. Now Kirby will step up and press. She's pointed to Caspers to defend. So for the time being, Maddie Caspers at left back. It's good communication in that side. And there you go. Caspers has won the ball. Now she'll move back into attack. Through to Sutton. Sutton gets the touch ahead of Murray. Sutton, good composure, good balance. Edge of the box. Here's Maddie Caspers. Tries for the curler and didn't curl the way she wanted. Before I forget, the other women's football stream available on our YouTube channel next weekend, Sunday 24th. Okay, I'll hold the thought. Let's do this announcement.
Another goal scorer, Ashley Sutton. She's been replaced by number 19, Norma Hijazi.
Yes, so just to clarify that. No, for Sydney Uni, number 19, Noor Hijazi, replacing Ashley Sutton. And Hijazi has immediately gone to centre forward. On our YouTube channel, Sunday 24th of May, 2 p.m, League One Women's Match of the Round. This is a big one. Battle of the top two, SD Raiders versus Newcastle Jets. That one could have quite a bit of impact in the promotion battle. As I believe in the League One Women's Club Championship, the top two are SD Raiders and the Jets Academy. So massive game. That one, 2 p.m. Sunday, 24th of May at Ernie Smith Reserve between SD Raiders and the Jets. Hijazi will chase, keepers up, and Hall deals with the situation. A left-footed swipe to get it away from danger. Up, and Natalia trying to go over the defense. And they've gotten the better of two players. And it's gone back to a free kick. And then, first yellow card of the game. Goes to a somewhat confused Madison Van Dyke. But possibly just for late contact on Natalia. Yeah. Murray goes forward to Zamaya, loops up. Zamaya will battle away for it, so will Barker, but there's a clearance in. Hijazi loops it over the fence. Covering is keep. Back to the keeper they go so they can start again. Gabila. The pressure is arriving. Back to Hall, who swiftly gets rid of the ball. Actually, a couple of early games, in the second tier today. So 1-1 draw between SD Raiders and Blacktown Spartans at Trilla Reserve. And then, well, South Coast Flame absolutely on fire at Sir Ian McLennan Oval, defeating St George FC by 5-0. That's a good ball for Hijazi. She'll get to this. She settle the ball? Not quite. It was a bit of an awkward hop off the grass in the end. Keep does the defending, but it will be a corner kick. The full-time score at Lambert Park. Arpia 5, Stingrays 1. Here we go, aimed at the far post and really dealt with. Might be a shot coming in from Van Dyke, parried. Who does the rebound fall for? It falls for Sydney Uni, and that will be that. I think that's the cherry on top of a very delicious Sunday for the hosts. The set piece came in. Was not dealt with. A thunderous effort from Van Dyke. Wasn't held.
Goal, University. University lead. Sharika goals to 0.
I'm going to guess. Apologies if I get this wrong. I think it's Kiara Benora, number 18, who scored.
Kiara Benora.
There you go. Chris Caspers and I have come to the same conclusion, so hopefully that's right. That means we're right. Bellarard. 4 forward in this attack for Uni. Can they get a fourth? Aimed at the far post. Good ball. Decent first touch. Here's Caspers with the shot. That's blocked. And they can't link up. And Bonora couldn't affect the tackle, but will now try and slow down Zamaya. Zamaya zings one forward. I think that's Harris with the defending. By the way, that's Kiara Bonora's second goal of the season. And yeah. Wasn't the trickiest finish, but you do have to be in the right place at the right time. Which Kiara Bonora certainly was. Uni played down in back play. Caspers trying to slow it down. Forward and Onga will chase. We'll get to this first. Options in the middle, and Zamaya the closest to that, prevented from getting there by more excellent defending from Talia Sandbrook, who has had a good game in Uni's central defence. I think that's Kashaba who's going to float this one in and has to be headed away at the near post. Wanderers try to keep it alive. Fazzari couldn't get it past the crowd. Now Kashaba measures the cross, headed to the edge of the box, and well, Uni trying to play out, but it's the Wanderers keeping it alive. Petro. Fazzari a bit of room and a shout from a teammate in the middle. It's going to be another corner for the Wanderers. Again, aimed at the near post. Bonora defends. That is out and over the fence. 89th minute here. Still Marconi leading Camden by 2 goals to 0 in the closing stages of the League One Women's Match of the Round at Marconi Stadium, Field 2. Wanderers on the left side. By the way, Hill still leading Ravens 1-0. Rangers still leading Olympic by a goal to 0. Good turn away from Gabila now. Is there some kind of consolation for the Wanderers coming up? Well, Hijazi's defending from the front. And then Rad. Can't make forward progress, but that's a ball that's put Murray under pressure. Murray near the corner. And she will win the throw off Hijazi. Now down the left side again for the Wanderers. 3 in the middle. It's up and does not make it to Barker. Now, 1-1 chance there for Rad. Tight angle. Isabella Rad. It's parried. Might get a second go to find a teammate. Can someone turn and shoot? Here's Caspers, and right idea. aiming for the top corner. He's got the foot underneath it a little bit too much as we're into stoppage time now. Benora, and then the bounce pass not really finding a teammate as Natali. Now it's her turn to battle against Kirby. Kirby not really getting a look, get past her, and home team's not pleased with the decision, but it's still going to be a great night for them, you'd think. With barely any time remaining in a 3-goal cushion. What a ball from Amy Barker, though. Orngle couldn't quite get the touch, it wouldn't have counted. Anyway, Orngle was offside. Scarlett Gray. No risks to be taken by the keeper here, although she does slip. She does get up quickly enough, and the ball is safely away from danger. Keep chasing. And in the far corner, but that will be that. So Sydney Uni back to winning ways. It's 3 goals and 3 points for them. An excellent performance against the Wanderers Academy, ending the Wanderers' undefeated record to start 2026. 2 goals in the first half that really did the damage.